What's going on, y'all? What is going on? What is going on, y'all? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a story time, you guys. It's been a minute since I did a story time. It has, but I felt like this would be a great story time. Most of the story times that I've done was like traumatic. Some was probably funny. Maybe some was funny. I really don't remember, but a lot of them were like dark stories that I told, things that I just felt like I needed to get up off of me. You know what I mean? But this time, this particular story time is probably going to be a little bit more inspirational in a sense because although it involves Kempire, it was like a bigger purpose behind this whole thing. So we're gonna get into it in the 5 minute mark, but I don't really expect a lot of people to be in here, honestly. I'd be very surprised if a lot of folks are in here tonight. But I'm just here to give you guys a story time about my experience at Kempire's event and how it really affected me being there. You feel what I'm saying? But as I told y'all already, I'm going to New Orleans over the weekend. I was supposed to do some work with Alexander Rogers. Wanted me to do some work with him this weekend, but I can't do it because I'm being New Orleans. So there's a lot that's on hold right now because I'm going out of town. So I'm going to try and still give you guys some videos while I'm gone. Y'all know I still try, even though I be out of town or I'm on vacation or something like that. I still bring my laptop, I still bring my mic, I still bring my camera, I still bring my ring light with me just in case I can take out some time to do some work. Y'all know that. So if I got some time to do some work, y'all know I will do it. We may film this trip to New Orleans, and the people that's on the trip with me is Jamar and Carl and Tramel and Jeremy. We're all going to New Orleans this weekend. And then we'll be accompanied by our other friends, Nikki, Rakisha, Shannon, and Tiffany. And JB says will also be there too. So we're gonna have us a great time this weekend. Okay, very excited. But yeah, we were all talking about like we should film this trip and just post it on my page and all that other stuff. And I think that'll be good. That'll be a great vlog. Because y'all enjoy my vlog for my Road to Peaches vlog, where I pretty much documented my move to Atlanta and stuff, like my last days in Mississippi. Y'all really like that vlog. So I did say I might just do more vlogs and shit like that. I did say that, but y'all did enjoy that one. So yeah, it's already 50 y'all up in here. We halfway at 100. Maybe we might make it to 100 plus tonight. I mean, I don't know, but we'll see. Um, but we're gonna get into some things, honey. We're gonna talk about this event. I'm gonna tell y'all how it all happened and how it went down and how it ended. Yeah, because I said there's a big message that's behind that. That's why I feel like I need to get on here and talk about it. But I really want to thank Kempire for the most part for even inviting me. Um, let me see where we at. Are we at the 5 minute mark yet? Let me look. We're almost there, y'all. We're almost there. We got 15 more seconds before we get to the 5 minute mark, y'all. Okay, there we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Okay. Now, if you was at Kempire show last night and you met me and you're in the chat, please get in the chat and let the people know that you were there and let them know what your experience was when you met me in the chat as well, if you can. Okay. So, excuse me. So, Monday night, I got a DM from Kempire, right? And Kempire asked me, did I live in Atlanta? And I was like, yeah, I live in Atlanta. And so he was like, I didn't know you lived in Atlanta. People were in my chat and they were basically saying that you live in Atlanta now, and I did not know. And I was like, yeah, the 31st is gonna make a year since I've been here. So he was like, I would love for you to come to my show. And I was like, okay, cool. We could go to the show. I'll go to the show, Um, so I didn't know what I was gonna be there for. Like, I didn't know if I was just gonna be in the audience or what, but I like Empire for the most part. So I was like, yeah, let's go. So I called an Uber. I'm on the south side, honey. So I called me an Uber and I got there. I literally made it to the city winery at 7:59. So I got there a minute before the show actually started. When I first got there, I saw House of Glam, Tierra Monet, who I was already following, and I think his name is Morris, because I know he's a creative director. He was there at the table, and I sat there with them. And when I sat down at the table, it was this girl sitting next to me, and she said, "I know you from YouTube. How are you doing?" And I gave her a hug and stuff, and we were just sitting there. Now, let me tell y'all, Kempire live is different from Kempire that's on YouTube, y'all. Kempire that's on YouTube is very polished, very much so, very polished, very professional. But at that live show, Kempire is really giving the things. I didn't even know that Kempire cussed. I was more intrigued by the cussing more than anything, because I didn't even know he cussed. Y'all know, and I love me a cussing motherfucker, okay? Y'all know I love to cuss, and I love for people around me to cuss. And when I heard Kempire up there cussing up a storm like that, I'm like, bitch, okay, bitch. I was getting my life out of him cussing, honey, because y'all know I love me a motherfucker that could curse like a sailor, okay? Y'all know that, okay? He was like literally going in, okay? He was going in. So I was literally having me a good time. Like, I was having me a good time because I never knew how these shows go. Like, I wanted to go to Carlos King's show when he was in Atlanta, but I wasn't, I didn't go. So I said, now when I was sitting there and looking at Kempire, I was like, you know what? Whenever people have these live shows like this, I really want to go and stuff like that. Like, I really want to go and support and do that, because that was good, because I never knew how a live show would go. And I know that a lot of people have asked me, oh, Scotty, you should do a live show, or Scotty, you should do a meet and greet, or Scotty, whether you like it or not, panel should do a live show or whatever. And I always would be like, girl, ain't nobody coming to that. I'll always say, when it come to me, I'll be like, girl, ain't nobody coming to that and stuff like that. Like, that's exactly what I would say. So I was just sitting there and I was just, really, really enjoying myself. I got me a mocktail. I didn't want to get no alcohol because I had just taken an Advil before I got there. So I didn't want to mix no alcohol with no Advil or nothing like that. So we were sitting there and we were just having us a good time. Like, I really enjoyed myself talking to Tierra Monet and talking to House of Glam. Like, I had me a great time with that. Like, but I always have a good time with House of Glam anyway. But I was having me a good time sitting there. You know what I mean? So when we were, I think, because the Baddie Twins, I don't know if y'all know them or not, because the Baddie Twins were the people that were hosting it for him. Like, like his opening or something like that. Like, they're entertaining us while Kempire wasn't on stage. Like, at the very beginning, like, they told their jokes, they hyped up the crowd a little bit, and then they introduced Kempire. And then when Kempire went to go change clothes, they came back out to entertain us some more. You feel what I'm saying? So then they were asking like, Kempire was giving his awards out, which was hilarious. He was giving us it's basically like he was doing like his YouTube show, but live in person in front of everybody else, which was a great look. I loved it. I enjoyed it. And so as we continued on, he was passing, the Baddie Twins was passing the mic to people, and they were like, either, because Kempire's whole thing was, you can ask a question or you can spill tea. And the tea was spilling over, okay? But I didn't think that Kempire knew that I was there because when I had DM'd him, letting him know that what my ETA was, because I was letting him know that I was on my way, but he didn't see my message. So I sat there and I know that the show was coming to a close, and I was like, I think I'm gonna ask him. I think I'm gonna ask him something. You feel what I'm saying? And so he said he only had a few more minutes before the show was over, before they kick him out, right? So I said, okay, I called one of the twins over, and one of the twins was like, I said, hey, he was like, yeah. I said, is it too late for me to ask a question? And he was like, no, go ahead. I said, it's gonna be very quick because I don't even think he really give a fuck about what I'm gonna ask him, but I'm gonna be very quick on that. So I got the mic and I was like, hey, this is Scott, because he wants you to give you the name and where you from. So I said, hey, this is Scotty. I said, this is Scotty, originally from Mississippi, but I live in Atlanta, and the YouTube name is Scotty by Nature TV. Bitch, when I said that YouTube name, I was so astounded by the screams that I got in that winery. I was not expecting it. Like, I did not expect anybody to even be excited about me being there. Like, that really set me off when I heard those people in the audience, like, give me my tens. Like, I was so stoked. I was so stoked. Like, I tried to put like a deep voice in there so they really wouldn't know who I was until I said my name. And when I said my name, from the moment I started talking, I heard people like, Scotty, Scotty. And I'm just like, and then I said, it's a Scotty by Nature TV. And then they started screaming for me. And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, I felt like Drake. I felt like Drake. Like, I'm just like, oh my God. Like, what? As a matter of fact, let me look at this super chat real quick. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me go back out because I don't want to make it look like I'm not seeing. Okay, there we go. 1999. Hey, Scotty, it was such a pleasure meeting you. You were very approachable and nice. I was the one who said, I love when you mix your personal experiences with your commentary reviews. I wish we took a pic. Thank you, because I remember you did say that. So let me just tell you guys, because I think she was probably the first person that came up to me after the show was over. Because as the show was coming to a close, people were walking out, and then I was still standing at the table with House of Glam and Tierra and Morris. And so we was standing at the table, and I just stood there, and as everybody was walking out, there were people who like hugged me. There are people who came up to me and told me things, and then there was people up there that asked for photos and all of that stuff. So this particular person here was one of the first people that walked up to me after the show was over. And when she made this, she said she loved my commentary, and she loved the way I put my personal experiences with my commentary. And I'm gonna tell y'all that really, 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 really did it for me, because I've been trying to get out of doing that because people complain about it so much. Because the last time I was on a specific website one time, they were saying like it will always be Scotty need to go to therapy because all he ever does is talk about his trauma and his reviews, and I'm here to see a review, yada yada yada, right? And there ain't no shame in my game because I've always been open and honest about the shit that I've looked at and read and what websites I've been on. So it ain't nothing for me. So I took that and I was like, you know what, Scotty? I ain't gonna just don't do it no more. Stop talking about your friends on here too much. Stop talking about your man at the time. Stop talking about that. Stop bringing up your stuff because people think that you're unhappy, depressed, and that you're going through some shit and you need to go seek therapy. So just stop bringing bringing that shit to your reviews because they don't want to see that. So for the last few months, I've literally have tried not to bring it up. And when it came down, like recently, I probably mixed in my personal experience with my commentary recently on my Love and Marriage Huntsville review when I saw the whole episode with Maurice and Kimmy talking about how Jalen didn't see him as a father figure. That resonated with me because I lived that. So that's why I chose to talk, add my personal into the commentary, because I too have felt my mother was married to a man that I didn't see as a father figure. So I understood and it resonated with me. And that's why I wanted to talk about it and bring it in there, because I felt like there's other people out there that can relate to that. So why not talk about it? You feel what I'm saying? So I try my best to just keep it at the funny stuff and just not really talk about trauma if it resonates and stuff like that, because I didn't want people to be tuned out because I'm talking about past experiences. You feel what I'm saying? Because that's not what they're here for. So when I heard her say that, you know what I mean? I'm like, wow, because all this time I thought that was BS that people did not want to hear anymore. That's why I stopped doing it for a while. That's why I just focused on the review and not really, talked about nothing else. Just talked about the show and not really mixing in with whether, because here's the thing, if it resonates with me, then I really feel like I have no choice but to talk about how it resonated. Not for no pity, or not for a therapy session, or not for anybody to feel sorry for me. It's just that I can relate, and that's why I decided to talk about it. So this comment right here, that meant a lot, because I felt like there is someone out there that kind of understands where I'm coming from when I would do that. You feel what I'm saying? So I really appreciated that, for real. Like, honestly, I really do appreciate that. There was another person. There was so many people coming up to me and like they were asking to take photos, and they were like pretty much I gave them hugs. Y'all don't understand. I gave so many hugs that night. I took so many pictures that night. I met so many people. There was one lady that came up to me. She was like, and you never responded to my email. I was trying to help you find another job. And I was like, please send me the email again. I promise you I will go back and look at it, because you got to understand, it's been so much shit going on and I've been out of it. I read emails all the time, and sometimes I really don't be thinking that this shit is real. Like, I get emails all the time from people offering me stuff, and I don't like to open it because a lot of the times I be thinking that it's fake and that it's a scam. So that is one of the reasons why I don't be opening up the mess. She said, well, I'm just here to let you know that I'm a real person. I ain't on that stuff. I'm a real person. I'm like, well, thank you for telling me that you're a real person. Okay. Just thank you for telling me that, because I don't be knowing. And so I was like, damn, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, because at the end of the day, I was like, I can't believe that I'm being shown all this love. Like, all those women came up to me and they was like so happy to see me, and some was looking like they was gonna cry. And I'm just looking at them like, girl, I ain't nobody. Like, you ain't got to do all that. You feel what I'm saying? But it was crazy. And even, I remember Kempire was even saying, you got a lot of love out here tonight, Scotty. And I'm just like, I just can't believe that I did. Like, that wasn't on my bingo card. I just came here to support Kempire. Like, but what I mean by that is, and by the way, I met Kempire. We went backstage. I went backstage with him. We took pictures. I'm waiting on the pictures to come back so I can post them. But he was really nice. He was so happy that I came to the show, and he was saying to me, he was like, the next time I do a show here in Atlanta, I want you to be here. And I'm like, I'll come, like, how it is. Like, of course I'll come. Like, that's not an issue. I will show up. I always try to support everybody. And so House of Glam looked at me and she was like, that whole damn crowd shouted for you. It's just like, because like, that made me smile. That made me smile. And that made me happy, because I'm going to tell y'all just like this. Kempire is actually an inspiration of mine. I always say that. Like I've said, I want to continue to be me, but be more polished like a Kempire or a DJ Richie Sky, but keep my raw, my rawness like Armand Wiggins. Like that's what I want to do. I've always said that. And so I remember Josiah telling me about 2 or 3 years ago, he was like, Scotty, you need to do a meet and greet with your people. I think you should do one. And I was like, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, I think you should do one. I said, ain't nobody coming. I was like, ain't nobody coming to that. And then Josiah was like, why? Why you think that? I said, ain't nobody coming to see me. Ain't nobody coming to see me, Otis. Like, ain't nobody coming to that. And so I'm just like, he was like, Scotty, I really feel as though you should do it. Like, I really feel like you should do it. Then I remember it was also people were saying that the Whether You Like It or Not needed to do something like Kempire's show. And I was saying, I don't think people are going to come. Like, I don't. Because I feel like no matter how much I get as far as flowers goes, I always kind of undermine myself a lot of the times, and I underestimate myself all the time. And I think that a lot of it has to do with I think a lot of it has to do with me allowing people to get in my head, and me allowing the thoughts and the opinions of other people to fuck with my brain. You know what I mean? Like I used to allow people to get in my head and make me believe the shit that they were saying. I remember there was a content creator about 2 years ago. I never brought them up. I see Tracy in here, and Tracy knows exactly what and who I'm talking about. Because from what I was told, Tracy went over there and cussed their ass out. But about 2 years ago, there was this content creator that I never met, never really had a conversation with. I saw them on another platform before they even got a channel. And I thought they were funny. And I pretty much was endorsing them because when they first announced that they were getting their own channel, I remember sharing it on my Instagram saying, go follow this person. They're funny as fuck. Go support them. But not too long after that, they started making videos about me, and they was just disparaging me, like calling me boring and all this other shit. Like they really couldn't say nothing about me besides the fact that I was boring. Like they just made a bunch of videos, like talking crap about me all the time. And I just paid it dust. I never responded ever responded to what they said. So when you hear it, so to hear that, I remember Tramiel telling me stop watching it because I would sit there and watch that shit at one point, and Tramiel had to tell me to stop watching it because it's not doing nothing but fucking with me. Because I started to believe that I was boring. And then at one point, I started to believe it so much that I started doing a lot more extra in my videos because I was allowing other people to get in my head and making me think that I was boring, which was kind of crazy. But it's me allowing other people to get in my head and naysayers and all this other stuff. And it's just so weird that a person like myself that's very strong can sometimes allow other people to make me insecure about my work. And y'all got to understand, I'm going to tell y'all right now, October will make 15 years of me doing YouTube. I've been doing YouTube since I was 21 years old. I just turned 36 this year. I've been doing YouTube since I was 21. I really did not see my very first big break until I was 31. My channel really didn't pop off until I was 31, like 10 years into this shit. Okay. So that's the gist of that. So I pretty much always been pretty much like the underdog in this shit. So for my name to be mentioned with the greats like Ashley and Bundy and the Scorpion and Rocks and now Kempire and DJ Richie Sky, like for my name to be amongst those that I consider greats, it's like an amazing feeling. And for Kempire to even ask me to come to his show, is also an amazing feeling. And to meet people who is familiar with my work is a great feeling. And that really put something on my heart to really, really, really not allow the thoughts and the opinions of other people to come between what I'm doing, and to never sit there and really question myself too much about what I'm doing, because apparently the things that I'm doing is actually working, and that is why people are still tuned in. So I just got to tell y'all, this last year of me being in Atlanta has been an amazing time. You know, people have, because I talk about trauma sometimes and I talk about things that I've experienced, they think that I'm just depressed. I'm not depressed. I may have my moments where I may slip into it for other reasons, but at the same point in time, I'm not depressed. This has been probably the best time, and I've experienced a whole lot of great things over the last year being in Atlanta. I got a publisher, and I'm now putting out my first book. Not only that, I am on a web reality show. I won another award for my work already. It's just crazy. So I've been able to do quite a bit over the last year, and I feel like there's a lot more that I'm going to do. So I just wanted to say that my experience with Kempire's After Dark was, Scotty, Kempire can do it. You can do it too. And not only that, you had to see your supporters in person for you to really recognize how important you really are. You know what I mean? It's Josiah. When I was talking to Josiah about this before I went live, he pretty much was basically saying you probably had to see it in person for you to really realize it, because it's different watching y'all type and stuff and all that other stuff. It's really different seeing it like that. But when you see it in person, it's so different. Like, it's so different when you see it in person. So I've always said, if I ever met any of my supporters, I really wanted it to be the best experience. I don't want them to ever feel like I'm up here. I always want to be my genuine self and just be the same person you see on camera. That's all I've ever wanted to do, because I've never wanted to meet because I always felt like you can meet people that you admire and that you adore, and then they'll disappoint you, and I never want to be a disappointment to anybody when I meet them. And being in Atlanta, I met so many people that watch my content that is crazy over the last year. I see them all the time at my job. One of them worked with me. It's crazy. So I just want to say thank you to Kempire for allowing me to be there. You really didn't have to invite me. I'm glad that I came. So shout out to you for even asking me to come, and even even considering me to come later on for another show. Shout out to the Scotty gang that was there. I really do appreciate you guys, for real. And I just want you guys to know that alongside Kempire, meeting you guys was an experience, and I really, really love that. That experience really gave me a lot more inspiration on what I want to do. Because when you see these people face to face and they tell you that they love you, that's a different feeling. So I thank you guys. I love you guys. And that's really all that I had to say. So, like I said, if you met me last night at Kempire's show, leave your experience down below in the comment section, please. And I'm out of here, y'all. I'll probably be back sometime tomorrow. I'm probably gonna do a video before I go to work in the morning. But I love you guys, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Cause I know what I want. I guess I could pray to the man up above. Start a new path with unconditional love. I can build a new life out of this mess. Moving on to a place free
worst when it starts with the night. I'm the type of nigga shit that can speak for itself. See, I'm a bad little nigga with his heart as well. Say it best from the heart, so it beating is felt. Just a sense to see you smile, so more body can melt. With the cause is dealt, nigga, I was just wishing. Can I be the only bad bitch that you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like?